In today's video, an F1 car drives across a field to literally nowhere. We see an F1 car convert into a plane and literally start producing lift. And we find out just how bouncy an F1 car can truly be. What's going on, guys? Over here and welcome back to a brand new video today. Today we're here at the Grand Tour track of all places, here in the F1 2018 Spec Halo cars. They're the 2017 cars, but with the Halo on. And we've already done one video at Spa. I feel like we need to start getting used to these Halo cars, so we're going to try and do a few more videos. If you guys are enjoying it, you guys did seem to enjoy the Spa one, so let's get it going here. And we're going to try and do a race if we can, although, well, we've just failed the first attempt. The Grand Tour track is a mod for Assetto Corsa, and so with that, it's not exactly, the AI aren't exactly very smart around the track, but we'll try and do our best. We go through the isn't straight, through to the super fast left, trying to do a little bit of a track guide here in the F1 car. It's a little bit weird driving the track with an F1 car, because the corners are curved in such a way where you do have to go down a fair amount of gears, but we make a nice, well, try to make a nice little move down the middle there as we go down towards your name here corners. We navigate that just about. Really tough on the actual grip levels here, obviously being well, not a thoroughbred track, I think you would imagine. It's not exactly catering to slick tires on an F1 car, and so it's a little bit slippery, and the AI you're about to see have some major issues trying to navigate the right-hander before old lady's house, including me. The turning circle isn't amazing, for sure, and you're about to see, well, Van Dorn just, he's just a bit rude. Well, I to this day, I still don't know what on earth Stoffel was trying to do there, but he just sends me into the tyre barrier, so we have to move on through what is the gravel section, the dusty part. So it's a miracle in itself these cars still go around this corner as we go through the left-hand right past the cage of electricity, and then through to the field of sheep on the right-hand side, which doesn't really have any sheep that I can see of in the mod at least, and now we've got major issues for Force India there. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I think I was maybe a little bit too optimistic though at the 10-lap target here we're setting ourselves, especially since I've completely lost all sense of the right-hander there. Clearly fourth gear not the one to take as we're trying to get past these cars. We just about navigate a Mercedes. We've gone completely off-road, and I think I think this attempt is lost. Yeah, I think it's time to put that in the bin. Trying again with a few less AI this time, because I think the two mods meshing a little bit, they're not exactly working very well with Assetto Corsa. So there's a few little CPU errors I'm getting here, so let's try a few little less AI and see maybe if we can make it past lap 2 here as we try and navigate the Toro Rosso. Not very well, clearly, as we just take him out. That's it, it's just fine. No one really cares about a Toro Rosso. And so we'll go through the blind right-hander, and I've completely taken that way too fast, and we're back on the grass section. But you know what? I just think, let's just continue driving off to the sunset. I can see a horizon in the distance. Let's just do a Kimi Raikkonen 2012 Brazil and just sit. Right then. That clearly didn't go well. I was about to say, let's see where we can go, but I've gone nowhere. What's happened there is we've sunk into the ground, but then we actually enter this new kind of area where I feel like we've opened up a whole new game mode of this video now, where the car, for some reason, I don't know why it did this. I think maybe I turned my steering wheel, but it turns upside down for some reason, just keeps on going. You know, they've always said F1 cars are like upside down airplanes. You know, if you stuck one upside down on a tunnel, it should theoretically stick to it. So what we're doing is just testing that theory out, basically. Right, this is the serious stuff here. We're actually going to try and race these AI. We're going to try and win. We may not get to the end of lap 10, but that does not matter, okay? If we get into first, that is all that matters. We've beaten them, so we're going to start off slow. We're still in P12. You know, the AI on the game aren't the smartest at the very start, so let them have a head start. But we get around the outside of the two Toro Rossos if we can on the very sharp right-hander. It's kind of deceiving because it's blind, so it kind of invites you for speed, and then you kind of just get met with how narrow the bloody track is as we go through the hairpin, then getting squeezed into the apex by the Toro Rosso, back onto the more abrasive track surface. Very bumpy, you can clearly see, so the suspension working out an absolute absolute treat. But here, just going for an early apex. You have to turn in a lot earlier than you want to try and get that apex. We've done so. Brake really early now before the right hand. You can see all the cars have got it wrong. The Mercedes car is almost lopping us off as we come back through there, but we avoid that through the old granny's house towards the electricity cage there on the right hand side. The tarmac and the gravel part of the circuit, of course, obviously on the mod, not really there per se. As we go through the final corner then with the field of sheep on the right, we're back through onto lap 2 then, and we go down the inside just about of Lewis Hamilton. I think that is his Mercedes car. We go around the outside of him, just about get that through and back on the racing line. We're up into 3rd place now. It's a 1-2 for Ferrari at the moment, so let's try and spoil that party, but making fabulous progress at the moment. Obviously, let's ignore the fact the AI probably aren't coded very amazingly for the track, but, you know, we'll ignore that and we'll get a move on here. So, only 2 cars to navigate, and so far, so good. So far, so good. We just need to make sure we just continue on like we are and don't go off track. And again, taking a nice early apex that time, missing it a little bit there, going a little bit wide, but you can see one of the Ferraris makes a mistake. Both of them make a mistake. We go down the inside of one of them there with a bit of first gear action, and so now we've only got one last Ferrari car to navigate here, and it looks like we have some really good pace, so we might not even need to get to the end of lap 10, honestly, as he goes wide there off circuit. So through the final corner now on towards lap 3, and well, we've been defeated by what can only be described as a few F1 cars getting intimate with one another. But we're not giving up there. We've got 6 laps left, guys. We're only in P4. We can do this. We've got the pace to... Well, thanks for that, Vettel. Thanks for that. Great stuff there. Just, you know, cut across my racing line. We definitely... Hey! Why am I being assassinated by 2 Ferraris? I was about to say, okay, may have not taken the actual per se racing line, but that's no excuse. Hang on, the Ferrari's still here though. It's Vettel, I think. He's just you just waiting for a mate. Is that what's happening here, mate? You just, yeah, okay. Just we're looking at a replay though, and we're gonna see the devastation. Obviously, we get absolutely RKO'd, or we RKO'd the Ferrari to really say that. But then we're just sitting here, and then the other Ferrari just comes in and twats us, like, you know, hitting a man whilst he's down. I feel like that's the definition of just that. And then from then on, carnage ensues with every other attempt I'm trying here. Oh, we're on another one. We're going through on the exit of the hairpin, you know, down the little kink there before we get towards that super fast right-hander, which obviously we're taking backwards now, but trying to get in between the Toro Rosso and the Williams car almost works. But up ahead, you're about to see some absolutely beautiful physics, and really, again, the Halo protecting Jolyon Palmer actually there on the left-hand side, because Ricciardo has absolutely launched his car above the Renault due to Palmer's teammate, Alkmaar. Although, actually, no, it's not Palmer, actually. Sorry, it's Sainz, because obviously this is the 2018 mod, actually. It's got the AI of the 2018 drivers, but you can see clearly a very bouncy Red Bull car just catapulting itself above. Then we see also more carnage on a different attempt. The Toro Rosso's now getting into it, and a real good example of the Halo being of good use. So, FIA, I'll be taking your check, hopefully, tomorrow in the post for helping your cause with implementing the Halo. Okay, we're going to try one last attempt. This one, you can see, is only 2 laps. There are 16 runners. Let's see if we run into any issues here. You know, either actual in-game or CPU-related issues. But 2 laps, come on. We nearly made 2 laps there before on that attempt. So I feel like we can do that, and we're going to really try and gun for it. We're already up in the 13th place, going around the outside again of the 2 Toro Rosso cars, or at least attempting to. We might hopefully do it on the next right-hander as we go very, very wide. We can't do that on the next lap because there will be another car coming the other way, which is always the exciting part of this track with the crisscross there. But we go through the hairpin then, your name corner here, or whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. I keep forgetting it, but we go around the outside of the Williams. We're pushed wide a little bit. Thank God the grass really isn't modelled correctly there, but in P12 we've still got plenty to go, and coming up here is the usual AI cluster F1/2 there as we go round the outside of the Red Bull, doing a bit of dirt rally drifting, you can see there, so taking some inspiration from the other forms of motorsport in the world. So we're up into P5 now, so I think, you know, I think we're on board with the good corner cuts there. That was a strategic one that worked out well for us. It's not my fault the rest of them can't take that corner. I worked it pretty well. So there's a huge pile up and a half on the left there. We just about squeezed through. I had to kind of force the Mercedes car a little bit right and push him a little bit right to kind of make that. And we go around the outside of Van Dorn, just about squeezing him into the apex and over the bump. But now, great, fantastic. We've hit the CPU accuracy error, well, I think we should start calling it a day maybe here. I mean, I'll let you guys witness what top class stuff we can witness here with this error. It's like slow-mo driving, really. It's like the functions are all real time, but the actual visual stuff is slow-mo and off. I mean, you can see though, we did pull off a pretty sick drift there though. So I'll give it that, and we do actually make it across the line. So I'm happy with that, to say that, you know, throughout this entire video, in terms of all the attempts, we did actually make it to the end of the race in a pretty slow fashion at the end, but we did make it to the end. In what can only be described as the worst Michael Bay impression ever of a slow-mo shot at the end here, but we did make it. So guys, if you have enjoyed this really random ass video, I will admit I have no idea what the kind of aim of the video was. It's just to have a bit of fun, really, drive around with it, especially in F1 cars. So if you did enjoy it, hit the like button. Let me know what else you want to see, maybe other track mods on a set of courses with these cars. Put them in the comments below. If you're new around here, do get subscribed for weekly F1 content. I've been Alpha. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.